You excluded the police association from the first part of consultation on that first little sliver of gun reforms because you said that advice of police was sufficient. But documents obtained by One News this week showed you tried to have those police comments removed from the public record. So given gun laws are absolutely integral to police safety, why should police trust a former gun lobbyist who won't involve the police association and who tried to delete the official advice from police that she didn't like from the public record?
Mm-hmm.
One of the great things that I found about being a cabinet minister is learning the processes and how it all works. I presented a paper to cabinet and the police came in with their...
Could you imagine if a Labour MP made some kind of what on the outside appears like, I mean, almost corruption, let's just say it appears like that, and then they came back to the media and they said, oh, you know, I'm a minister, and as a minister I need to learn the system, and as I'm learning the system I found out how to do it. Can you imagine what Luxon and his mates would be saying about that person? What you this is not an on-the-job training kind of thing, mate. This is the highest positions in the land. This is not an on-the-training job. If you are not skilled to be there, if you don't know the system, you should not be there. And so just to let this kind of go and go, oh, you know, she made a mistake and she's learning. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's utterly, utterly ridiculous.
Fulsome advice, and they went against what I said. I asked the question, are they allowed to put that, this is my paper, are they allowed to put that in there? Does it have to be in there? And the response that I got back was, yes, they're allowed to put that in there, Minister, but you can also have your own say. You can talk back to what they say, and I've done that. So it's about learning the process. What I'm really grateful for is that New Zealand Police have actually been really robust in what they feed back to me. There's about 17 different groups and organisations, and New Zealand Police have been able to give me more feedback than all of them put together, and I value that because they represent every single person within the New Zealand Police.
What's wrong with the gun registry?
The Firearms Registry itself, I'm actually quite keen on, believe it or not. We've had a registry...
Not. I go with not. What about you, Chewie? Believe it or not, I'm going with not.
Yeah, I wonder what little rat hole she's got in this argument.
Yeah, this is a good one. Watch for the shell game.
And against it last year?
Well, I campaigned against a full firearms registry. We've had a registry in place since the 1980s and the 1990s, and I've been a part of that. What I don't agree with is the full registration of firearms, because we've got so many people out there that are concerned about putting their details into a system that they don't trust the security.
So, okay, so you're worried about it becoming a steel to water kind of list or something like that, right?
It can be, yes.
So to be totally clear, though, ACT opposes a firearms registry for all guns, but ACT supports a firearms registry for restricted weapons.
Restricted weapons, pistols, collector items, as we've had over the...
So the kinds of firearms that gangs would be most attractive to, handguns and expensive weapons. So the kind of guns that the gangs would be most attractive to, they support a registry for those, but for everyone, no. So Farmer Bob out in Southland with a shotgun, no. You know, such and such person living in central Wellington who collects handguns, yes. And now she's trying to sell it is because they're scared of it being a steal to order if they go with everyone. This is the beautiful thing that Jack pulls out.
So her mentioning pistols, I can tell you for a fact is a bunch of bullshit. To be a pistol owner in New Zealand is some of the most restrictive firearms legislations we've got, and the fact that you have to be a member of a pistol club and your weapon stays there. Right. Or is handed to the police. You can't just keep it at home. So that's bullshit. But you know, she's missing out the fact that the vast majority of gang firearms offences are like what you mentioned. Farmer Brown's forgotten shotgun cut down. Farmer Brown's old 303 that has been cut down. You know, it's all firearms. And why would you want to complicate something like this? Like
100%. They do get onto that as well. They get onto you know, how gangs get these weapons. We'll keep going, eh? Is that right?
Yep.
For restricted weapons.
Restricted weapons, pistols, collector items, as we've had over the last 40 years.
Oh, hang on a second. So if you're so concerned about it being a steel to water list, why would you support having a registry for our most dangerous guns?
Because those most dangerous firearms that you talk about actually are under a higher security requirement. And that means...
You mean in houses?
In houses. They actually have a higher security
But the concern is with the registry. Yeah, I understand that. But the concern is with the registry.
Yes.
So you just said that the registry can't be trusted, potentially can't be trusted because of security concerns, but you do support having a registry for our most dangerous guns.
I do support having a registry for our most dangerous firearms. I think that's really important, but I'll take a step back here with you as well.
But
we look at the A category.
But the concern is around the security of a registry. I mean, if the
Well, that's one
security,
of the concerns, Jack.
that's
It's not
the
the
concern,
only
that's the
concern,
concern you just identified to me.
but it's one, and I can identify some others.
What are the others?
$350 million has already been spent on firearms control by the Labor government.
How much has been spent on the registry?
Over $200 million has been put aside for spending on the
How much has been
registry.
spent on the registry
Put
so far?
aside.
I'm not aware of how much has been spent, but $208
hang on,
million has
No,
been
I've
put
checked it
aside
out.
and
It's
tagged
public information. So it's cost $10 million to establish
To
the
date.
firearms registry, and this is from the
Sorry, over 350 million has been spent. Jack, 10 million has been spent. Here's the information.
authority. We estimate it'll cost $8.5 million per annum to continue operating.
And
Seems like good value for money, really.
no, I don't think it is. I don't think it is because it's not going to stop there.
But it's not $200 million.
I don't think it is because it doesn't work with my narrative. I don't think it's good value for money because it doesn't work with what I'm going to do.
Seems like good value for money, really.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is because it's not going to stop there.
But it's not $200 million. Like
It's
you just claimed.
$350 million has been spent on arms control.
But this is
at
on the
moment.
registry. This is on the registry. Does that include the gun
Can I
buyback?
give you some stats?
No. I've just asked you for stats. You've just
Well, no,
said
you
that the
haven't
registry is going
asked
to
me
cost
for
$200 million.
You haven't asked me for stats.
It's
Let's have a look at
10.4 and 8.5
whether or
a year.
not a registry is going to work in New Zealand. And this is why we're having a review, because yes, you could ask me all these questions, but the point is have a
And
review.
then I might have to answer them. Come on, Jack, you could ask me all these questions, and then what am I supposed to do? Answer them? I mean, come on.
And this is why we're having a review, because yes, you could ask me all these questions, but the point is have a review. What's happened overseas? Canada said that they were going to spend $2 million. They spent $2 billion before they got rid of it.
But in New
When we
Zealand,
have
we've
a look
spent
at
$10 million.
When we have a
I
look at
actually
the
checked with police.
firearms,
No, because you care about stats. I checked with police. They said it came in under budget and on time, which is about the first time that's ever happened with a public project of this
there's
scale.
more to be done in that space, Jack. It's not over. They have
This is another thing that they're doing. They're basically saying this is not going to work, so we don't want to do anything. It's like it's if someone says to you that if this is not going to get the absolute best case scenario, this is going to be the gold standard the world has seen, then we should do nothing. This is the other argument that's starting to come out. If you don't get it to absolutely solve every single issue, then you should spend no money on it whatsoever, which is the argument that comes out next, Chewie.
implemented a system, which is the start of a system. The system is not completed, it's not finished,
But you're
and
reviewing
it's
it
going
already.
to be more than $20 million. Well, we've already got a registry system in place at the moment. We've had 6 breaches of data since 2019. And here's another good fact for you, actually, Jack. In the A category, or the sporting firearms that are now to be registered, police will tell us that 70% of firearms that they find seized are actually A category type firearms, and this is why we need a registry. But they will also say that 65% of the firearms that they find have no serial number on them. Now, if we're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars to be spent,
This is so stupid. This is so stupid. But they had a serial number on them, and under a registry, that serial number will be lodged with Farmer Bob. And if they then find that 2 years later that gun's out and about and it's got no serial number on it, at the stage that they want to check in with Farmer Bob with where it had a serial number on it and he doesn't have it anymore, then there's questions to answer. So it's like, what does that matter that it now doesn't have any serial numbers on it? We know that Farmer Bob had it with a serial number on it, and if he no longer has it, then Farmer Bob's answerable to that if he hasn't declared or reported to the police it's been stolen. So this is actually a complete red herring she's putting out right now.
they find have no serial number on them. Now, if we're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars to be spent, and it will be coming, it's not finished yet on the registry.
Is it going to be store buyers, right?
Is it going to be the ambulance at the bottom
So you
of
say
the
it's going to
hill?
cost us hundreds of millions of dollars. The official line is that it's cost us 10.4 and
To date.
8.5 a year.
To
Yep.
date.